McZiggy, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Watching some Skyrim
Ah, you're full of jokes.
for the 100th time.
For the 100th time, Skyrim never gets boring. Look at this. Now I'm a Khajiit. I'm the cat dude. That's right. Fall back my ass. We're going full blown. Wow.
Why did you start over?
Oh, so the last achievement. I messed up on my last run, and I didn't get the Daedric items like I was supposed to. I was one off. I was supposed to kill the dog, not let the dog live. And womp womp, got to redo the entire game.
So that's the quest with the dog tell you to go get his master or something?
Yeah, you remember that one?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real fun one. But yeah, he was supposed to die.
Was he a bad guy or?
No, he was a good guy. That was a good dog. That was a very good dog. It was just, he was supposed to die.
But that stuff put Skyrim on everything. It's on Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
it's
true.
only even on PlayStation VR. I don't see how people would even want to keep playing it on VR. Cause
I get a headache with VR,
yeah.
Not gonna lie. Like my head hurts for a while. I mean, I like it, and there are a bunch of games I want to play on VR, but it reminds me of Guitar Hero.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you played Guitar Hero a little bit too long, and then everything was like moving,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it felt like with the VR. Like you shouldn't be using it as long as you really want to.
Which is crazy because they want you to get into virtual reality, but at the same time, with these games, the average game, like what was that, Spider-Man, 10 hours?
Yeah, some people 10 hours, 13 hours. It wasn't very long.
You can't stay in a virtual reality that long without expecting to either, get the VR drunkenness.
I like that, the VR drunkenness.
They haven't perfected the VR to the point of you would want to stay in virtual reality. Like they have to make it so you can integrate yourself with virtual reality, because VR is better than Virtual Boy. I mean, Virtual Boy was like VR is definitely a hell of an upgrade to that compared to that, but it's still not there to point yet. That's why you don't see too many VR games. Like,
That's true.
when the system first came out, like the PlayStation VR, I think they had, I want to say, a Resident Evil game. They had a horror game. They really tried to push the VR, but you can't make VR games like extensive like that. It's just not. It's not possible.
And not yet.
Not yet. Now I do believe in the future you're gonna be able to integrate, and you're gonna have people that's gonna just want to stay in the VR world and not even deal with the real world.
That's Ready Player One.
Yeah, you're gonna have that. You're gonna have real life that. Then when they come back, their body all drawn up and whittled away, and
That's going to be me.
why is there poo everywhere?
Oh.
You gonna have that kind of stuff.
I thought I would be upset to having to restart, and I'm like, no, I love this game. Skyrim, you complete me.
So, Stranger Things is gonna be launching a book franchise and a prequel to About Eleven's mama.
If you'll do that for me, I'll be
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. Well, see, rumor has it Stranger Things was gonna end after season 3.
You know, that's some love. I wouldn't mind it ending.
I wouldn't mind it either, especially since they getting them kids shooting up like weeds. And if you don't do the seasons back to back, like one year after the next,
Uh-huh.
like this year they didn't do a season, so it's gonna be next year. That's what, 2 years. So fast forward, you're gonna have 2 years, and when you look at them kids gonna look like they're at least 14 or 15. You have to do it back to back when you're dealing with kids like that.
Yeah, that was like Harry Potter.
Yes. Or you gonna mess around and have grown people sitting there and they're gonna be like, those the kids, and they're gonna be like, no, it's not. So I think if they're gonna end it, I think maybe it is a good play if they're gonna end it.
They should do that more often.
With other programs?
Absolutely, with other programs.
Like what?
any program when Supernatural is such a great example of a TV show that went on too long. Not saying it isn't good now, but they could have ended it season 4 and
Season 5.
season 5
the
yeah
apocalypse.
and when the apocalypse started, that would have been a good ending. And I'm not saying like it's a bad show now, but it's getting there. It's getting stale. I'm not going to say it's bad. It's a bit stale.
I don't think in the case of ending shows like that, I don't think they should have ended, or they should end Supernatural. I think they really should give a spinoff. Because if you give a spinoff, it would alleviate so much pressure off the main storyline and the main series. And it's sad that they didn't do a spinoff with Garth and Wayward Sisters, especially Wayward Sisters, because they was going to do that spinoff. The one time they was going to do a spinoff was when they said that Chicago had a bunch of supernatural, like mob-orientated creatures in Chicago.
Yeah.
That were organized crime, supernatural beings were in Chicago.
I remember that one.
Now, you know damn well every hunter across the 50 states and worldwide would have blew up Chicago.
Yes. You're right. It was poorly thought out. It wasn't thought out very well. And the worst part about it is how it kind of reminded me of the Sci-Fi Channel. What is that one called? Lost Girl. Where she was a fae or something, and she
was
remember
like
that?
she was like chaotic neutral.
Yes. So that's what it reminded me of. Like they were trying to have this guy teeter the line between humans and demons, and it was weird. It wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. But I think that if Supernatural, it has been on for like almost 14, 15 years. So it's working, but I really think to continue that longevity, it would be better if they did a spinoff to take a lot off the main characters. And another thing is that like the storylines, they keep killing a lot of the supporting cast.
Yeah.
That like they killed Bobby, but they bring him back as alternate world Bobby now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they done killed off a lot of people. A lot of fan favorites on Supernatural. And that's what I said, 15 years. I mean, you definitely should do a spinoff. They definitely
It's too late now. They're not going to do it. Right now they have Charmed going, and that's going to flop. I know the ratings are bad, just like Roseanne. Those ratings are bad. They're going to cancel those out.
Oh man, Charm sounds like a rocket countdown. I saw the ratings. When the original ratings for Charm was like, I think it was 1.5. Then the following week it dropped to like 1.2.
Yeah.
1.3, and then it's now like this last week ratings of Charm was 0.9. So like 900,000 people only watch Charm. Only 900,000.
Yeah, it's not doing well at all.
Nah, it's not good for network. They could have continued the lineage of like Wyatt and Chris.
Yeah.
And maybe let's just say that you could have had cameos of the sisters, like, you know, Phoebe, Piper, Paige.
Yeah.
Even in the comic book they had with Prue, they said Prue was kind of still, Prue was in limbo.
Yeah, she was in limbo, and what's his face?
And so was her handler was a Cole.
Yes, that's who I was. I was like the devil dude, but Cole, yeah.
And what was funny was Paige did not gain the power of a charm one. So they could have continued how Paige was not charmed. Because in the comic books, there's like Paige, they revealed that Paige never received her power of a charm one. And nobody really noticed because she could orb, she could heal, she was a witch. She was using her white lighter powers. Her actual powers were she got Prue's powers.
Really?
She got a variation of Prue's powers in the comic book because Prue had to give up her powers. Prue never gave up her powers even in death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm holding on to it. Rah.
And she did.
You know, I wish we could see the ratings for Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix. I would like to know how that one is going.
Netflix do not give out ratings.
No, they do not.
The only time you know that the ratings was bad is when Netflix say they canceled it. That's the only time Netflix.
Yeah, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, bunch of others. Those are the only two I really remember.
Oh no, they haven't canceled Jessica Jones.
I like Jessica Jones. That's a pretty good TV show right there.
Oh, don't get used to it. They gonna the reason they gonna cancel Punisher, they're gonna cancel on Jessica Jones, and they're gonna cancel Daredevil, because Disney has already said they are taking their properties back.
Yes, they are.
It's like a bad relationship and bad breakup. They like, okay, give me back those teddy bears I gave you.
You know what though? It makes you wonder: are they going to take it and just put it onto their network, or are they going to redo it or let it die?
I think they're gonna redo it. I think, and especially Iron Fist. Iron Fist for Disney was an eye opener. That can the story be told? I don't think you can tell that story. No one wants to know about Danny Rand, and telling the story is very complicated. I think Luke Cage is the same thing, and those two are great together if you do Heroes for Hire. I think you need to assemble Heroes for Hire and tell that story of these heroes, and then maybe do an hour episode later on in the season giving a backstory of these guys' background. But to have a full season, 13 episodes dedicated to these characters that are not interesting is not gonna work.